Well, hello, hello. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I have some really fun things to share with you. It's not just about the quirkiness of other people, it is also about, I'm going to add a couple of quirky things about Australians. But first, we are over 60, still fabulous. Perhaps some of you watching aren't there yet. You're fabulous already. However, I want to share with you some core messages. There are 6 of them in this video. Do you have a favorite one? So, did you get those core messages? Before we go there, I just want to heart you. If there's one thing I absolutely know from walking on this planet for almost 7 decades now, well, crawling in the beginning, is that there's not enough heart. So, what my travels have really shown me is that we all bleed red. Hello, David. How are you? Thank you for joining my live stream today. We all bleed red. We all love our children in our own way, it would appear at times, but we all are global citizens. And the sooner that we had a look at that and understood our part in being united on Mother Earth, then we're in for even more of this interesting times that we're going through. But as always, it starts with you. So let me talk now about my travels. Now, I've put a link there for you in the comments, and it's an interview with F Magazine. And have a read of that, see what you think. I am open to any questions. You see, here's the thing about Australia. Did you pick up I'm an Australian? Here's the thing about Australia. Even in the world of internet, we're still actually quite isolated. Even so, it just takes so long to get anywhere significant. What do I mean by significant? Well, somewhere that's actually different. So take my travels this time. So I started off 2 weeks in Italy, and then I took the overnight ferry from Ancona, landed in Zadar, and here I was on foreign soil. I'd never ever been in Croatia before, and it was really quite exciting to be in this new land, to have a look at how people are here. So that's what I'm going to talk about, some more quirky things to follow on from what I did last time. But first of all, let me share with you those Italian drivers. I could not believe it. So here I am traveling up from Tremutola to Naples, and then traveling from Naples to Ancona to catch the ferry, as I just said. And here's what happens with Italian drivers. So see these hands? It doesn't matter that they're driving this huge coach packed with people, they'll still take their hand often off the steering wheel if they're just gobsmacked about something that a passenger has just said, which, by the way, they'll turn to look at that passenger sometimes for 3 seconds I counted. I started counting. I went, oh my gosh, we're on this windy mountain road and you're not even looking at the road and you're driving on the wrong side of the road. Anyway, okay, bit of fun there. So, but here's also what they'll do. They hands up, oh, and the hands down, sort of like this on the steering wheel. And I'm going, look at the road, look at the road. Because I was sat on the seat just behind the driver. And I realized, look, he's done this more than once. I probably have to just look at the scenery rather than be thinking, oh my gosh. Also, one thing that they do, very common, is they answer mobile phone calls constantly. So this one driver in particular, with the hands up and the head in the hands going, oh, he couldn't believe it. Not only was he the one turning and talking to passengers behind him, making eye contact with them for 3 seconds, he was also talking on his mobile phone. So I thought, okay, that's just the way it is here. So here I am. So that's the Italian drivers. And here's me thinking it was just them. Little did I know. Here I am, as I said at the beginning, I'm now getting off the ferry. Now, I planned my arrival at a certain time to catch the bus to come here to OPATIJA. And I left myself too much time. I had 4 hours to wait until my next bus. So I thought, you know what? I am going to walk into Zadar. It's only 20 minutes, and what's 20 minutes? It's not that long. Oh, but I'm carrying my life on my back and pulling along my little trolley bag, which actually was packed to the rim. I couldn't get another thing in. So it was a hot day, and I've just come, even though I'd spent 2 weeks in Tramutola, it was still coming from a Melbourne winter, and it was a really, really hot day in Zadar. So now I want to share with you what I discovered and 3 more quirky things about Croatians. And yes, I know there are quirky things about Australians as well. And you're most welcome to ask questions and to type in the comments what you believe are quirky things about your country, about your culture, about where you're from. So here I am, it's very hot and I'm walking along, and I've been walking for 15 minutes. It took me a bit longer than the 20 I thought it would. And there's this cafe. And I went, yes, a toilet for a start. And I can get out of the sun and have a coffee. So I did that, walked into the cafe, sat down, and straight away got where the WC was. And I'm sat there, and there's this whole group of men sitting around the table. It's interesting in Croatia, the coffee culture here is quite different to Australia in that you'll often see, you do see it in Australia, of course you do, but certainly not to the extent that I've seen it in Croatia, whereas that's what they do. They just go out, whole groups of men. Sometimes it's mixed, but I've seen a lot of big groups of men sat around a coffee table, just like these guys were, and they're sat there. Now, remember, I'm brand new, never been to Croatia before, never heard the Croatian language before. And these men, in that microsecond, they were all looking at each other and going, da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da, da-da. And I'm going, why are they all saying da-da-da? Because it seems to be that you say it 3 times for the majority of times. Look, it didn't take long to figure out that that means yes. So everyone was just nodding their head and going, yes, 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 da-da, da-da. But just in the quirkiness of that moment, I thought how funny to watch these grown men sitting around all going da-da-da, da-da, da-da-da. And of course, no is ne, ne. Perhaps not said quite like that, but almost. So that's the first quirky thing, is the da da da, which means yes, and they often say it 3 times. The second quirky thing is, I know I've mentioned this before, but this is such an interesting thing to me coming from my culture in Australia, in Melbourne. People smoke a lot here, like a lot, just like they did in Italy, and it's the same here in Croatia, and why wouldn't it be? They're all so close. I mean, Slovenia, I was told, is only 30 kilometres away. In Australia, 30 kilometres is just around the corner. Oh, so I've now ordered my coffee, and I order a macchiato, which seemed to be a bit of an alien language to the young Croatian women who were making the coffees in this cafe. But here's the second quirky thing. I've just mentioned the smoking. So as she's doing the coffee, she's smoking, just having a bit of a puff, and then doing the coffee, and then having a bit of a puff. And I'm going, oh my gosh, it is such. And that's the good thing about travel, is to see the different environments and what's important to the different cultures that you actually go to. So there she is having a good old puff, and I've seen that a lot. It's not that everyone smokes, but a lot of people do. I actually caught up with a West Australian, can you believe that, in Croatia, in Pula yesterday. And we were talking about that very thing. And so what I'm thinking as well is that a packet of cigarettes here could not cost anything like a packet of cigarette costs in Australia. You need to take out a personal loan to be a heavy smoker in Australia because of the cost of cigarettes. So what's the third point? So the first point was the da da da. The second quirky point was the making the coffee, taking a puff of the cigarette, and then continuing to make the coffee and continuing to puff. The third quirky point is this. I don't know if you've seen that Facebook post which talks about 2 steps to get a bikini body. And step 1 is buy a bikini. Step 2 is put it on. There, you have a bikini body. You have to chuckle, of course, because certainly in Australia, the concept of having a bikini body is very different to that, but it's not different than that here in Croatia. So I do have a bikini, or did have one, and I probably haven't worn it in Melbourne for a year or 2, possibly 2 years. And I didn't bring it with me because I thought, you know what, bikini, I'm white, and also it's probably not a good look, having the Australian concept of what a bikini body should be. Wow, not in Croatia. I have to tell you right now that everyone wears a bikini here. Oh no, I'm wrong. I have seen 3 women who were not wearing a bikini. They were wearing a one-piece. But I've seen hundreds of women here now, hundreds. And hey, Tammy, how you doing? Hundreds of women here. And they're all wearing a bikini. And some of those bikinis are those teeny weeny polka dot bikinis. Perhaps not the polka dot, but they're teeny weeny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it does not matter the size. Doesn't matter how fat, how much your tummy pokes out, how thin, how tall, how short, whatever your shape, you will wear a bikini in Croatia. But that's not all. I've actually spoken about this to a couple of Croatians that I've come to be able to have a chat with. And I said, and the posture, not only are they there with what Australians would consider not a bikini body, it's the posture that Croatians have. And what they do is they put their hands here. I mean, it's sort of like at the back, right? And their hands are there. and then they stand like that. So they're there in their bikini, surveying the world, and they're like that, and everything is just naturally, there's no concern about, is my tummy flat, or whatever it is that we, not that everyone in Australia is like this, but generally, if you're wearing a bikini, you're wearing the bikini because you're showing off your flat tummy and your trim, taut and terrific body. Doesn't work like that here in Croatia. So that's the third quirky thing. And I really thought it was absolutely amazing. And I wish I had brought my bikini. But we're now in the third day of autumn, and I've noticed the change. We've got a beautiful sunny day here in OPATIJA today, and next week I will be moving to a different part of Croatia. I'm very excited. It's inland, which normally isn't my favorite, but I am excited to be experiencing a different part, more in the country. So I'll be back, guys, sharing with you my adventures. You see, there is no use by date. You have wisdom to share. As I mentioned yesterday, I met an Australian woman, West Australian, my home state, and we were talking about elders. I've always believed, it's written in my book, we are, thank you, Ainsley. Oh, Ainsley, I haven't seen you for ages. I've got to give you a heart. There we go. There's a heart to you and to you. Oh dear. Let me have a look. Thank you. Let's look what's happening. Tammy's in America. Blessed compared to a lot here. Had a hurricane and devastating floods in our town, 4 a.m. here. You're a breath of fresh air. Sorry to hear that, Tammy. There is so much turmoil going on in the world, absolutely. And I can only hope that things work out okay with that, although how it could. But interestingly, you know, I will just say this, and I'm not saying this as any remedy or solution, Tammy, to what you're talking about. We've all had personal hurricanes, right? We've all had floods of tears that are happening with what's happened in our lives. All of us. I challenge anyone to say that hasn't happened for them. But here's when I look back. As you know, I turned 68 3 weeks ago. When I look back on my life, on those times where the pain, the hurricane, the tornado, the floods of tears, the incredible, how will I go on from here? And when you reach this age, there's been a few of those. I can honestly put my hand on my heart, I'm happy to share that with you, Ainsley. I'm very happy to share that with you. So I can put my hand on my heart and let you guys know that each and every one of those tragic, hard times has caused me to change something about how I view the world, about my perspective, about myself, let alone how I view the world as well. And when I look back on those things, as painful as they were at the time, they helped me grow into someone who stutters. I don't know if you know that about me, and who's an introvert. I know you won't believe that. But here's the thing about introverts. It's not that they're reserved and quiet all the time. When an introvert is passionate about something, then they step out of that introverted behavior. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. So that's it. Thank you, Ainsley and Tammy and David. And they certainly do. Look, I'm just going to pop you back up. That's truth at its best. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I'm going to pop you up as well because this, Ainsley, what's happened to you? Oh, I've popped you. There's absolutely no doubt that our adversities. Oh, so I can't seem to pop you both up. So I have to find out how I can pop you both up. But there we go, Ainsley. It is very true. And Tammy, very true. Those things that we go through and we find a way, another way to look at life, that makes us stronger. So thank you for joining me today. I have so much more to share with you. Please, please, please make sure if you are either subscribed to my live stream so you don't miss out, because you can't always, I'm 8 hours behind you guys now, so you can't always, it's an awkward time if you're in Australia and probably even if you're in America, so you'll get to watch the replay. This is episode 5. There are a heap more episodes coming. Just search the hashtag Travel with Victoria Rose and Facebook will take you to one of their filtered results page. Have you got your own personal hashtag that you are using for what you are passionate about to make it easy for people to find what you're passionate about more easily? If you haven't got one, get one. First, do a search to make sure, see how many others are using it. Make sure it's got at least your first name in. I was going to have Travel with Victoria, but someone else is using that. Now, you can't trademark or whatever, hashtags, of course. So I thought, no, I want to do something where until someone else starts using Travel with Victoria Rose, and if they did, I'd wonder, how come? And perhaps we'd join forces and be a team. So get your own hashtag, share your passion, because that's what live streaming is about. See, no one starts anything with a small message, whether it's a cause, whether it's a small business. You all have big messages. Live streaming is your opportunity to develop, to be the star of your own global TV show. Thank you. Thank you, Ainsley. Well, yes, thank you. Others have said no, there's no way that you could possibly be an introvert, but I absolutely am, because after this live stream, I'll just go back into my little cave and puddle around with the things that I do happily. Thank you, guys. Loving this, loving live streaming, loving being able to share the message to all women who are over 60 and under 60. There's no age limit here. Just get out there and step up, step out of that comfort zone, because it's actually a prison. And trust me, I know that. And step up. Hearting you all. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I'll see you. Oh, I've got an amazing guest for my live streaming, because I've got 2 shows. One is all about live streaming and giving you tips and techniques. And my second weekly show is this, Travel with Victoria Rose and Over 60 Still Fabulous. Love to see you on those shows. You go and have yourself a fabulous morning, day, or evening, all depending where you are in the world. Bye.